Before we talk about targets, timelines, or team meetings, I want to ask you something simple. What color is the future of work? I believe it is green. Now, let me tell you about Sarah. Sarah is a 34-year-old HR officer at a Lagos-based consulting company. She is smart and committed. She is the kind of person who reads policy documents on weekends because she genuinely cares about getting things right. Last year, our company's MD returned from a business trip to Dubai and announced with great excitement that the company was launching a sustainability program. They updated their website with a new Our Commitment to the Environment page. They organized a community outreach day with staff photos posted on LinkedIn. They even added a green leaf to the company's logo. Sarah was genuinely excited. She saw the opening and she prepared a two-page proposal. In it, she suggested that the company's recruitment process move fully virtual, cutting the cost of carbon footprint of flying candidates in from Abuja and Port Harcourt. She proposed that the remote work on Fridays be formalized, reducing the number of staff sitting in Lagos traffic for 2 hours in both directions every single week. She also suggested that the employee performance appraisals begin to include sustainability behaviors as a measure of contribution. She saved it as a PDF, attached it to an email, and sent it to the MD's inbox. Then she walked into his office and said, "I've sent you something, sir. I would love 5 minutes to walk you through." The MD opened his laptop, scrolled through the proposal, and he then looked up and said, "Sarah, this is not HR work. Send it to the CSR team."
What?
Sarah felt disappointed. She walked out, archived the email, and never raised it again. Now, here is what nobody told that MD. The CSR team cannot do what HR can do. No website page, no LinkedIn photo, no community outreach day can change how an organization breathes day in, day out. Only the people function can do that. Only HR. And that is exactly what Green HR is.
Okay.
Green HR is the intentional integration of environmental responsibility into how we recruit, train, manage performance, and design work. It is a strategy that says the way we manage our people must reflect the world we want to leave behind.
Wow.
Now, let's talk about why this matters, specifically for us here in Africa. The World Meteorological Organization's State of the Climate in Africa 2024 report is very clear. Extreme heat hit many parts of the continent during 2024, affecting agriculture, labor productivity, and disrupting education. Our workers are not reading about climate change in newspapers. They are living it. They are farming in erratic rains. They are commuting through flooded streets in Lagos, Accra, and Nairobi. According to the WHO Africa Regional Office, the African region is experiencing the highest temperature rise in history, causing frequent extreme heat events, with heat exhaustions, heat strokes, and cardiovascular diseases becoming common public health problems that reduce productivity and harm well-being. This is not a distant threat. This is today's workforce reality. And yet, when those same workers walk through the doors of their organizations, we treat sustainability as someone else's department. Here's the cost of that thinking. According to Gallup's State of the Global Workforce 2025 report, employee engagement in sub-Saharan Africa has barely improved, stagnating at 20%. Job hopping is rampant. 72% of workers are actively watching or seeking new opportunities. That is nearly 3 out of every 4 people on your team, with one eye on the door. And the reason they are leaving is not just salary. According to PwC's 2025 Africa Workforce Hopes and Fears Survey, 2/3 of African workers find meaning in their work. They want to work for organizations that stand for something. And increasingly, that something includes the planet. Talent attraction is now reputation driven, not job posting driven. Companies that fail to communicate what they stand for are losing talent before the interview stage. So, a website page, a community outreach photo are not enough anymore. If your HR strategy does not speak to the environment, you are already behind. Now, what does green HR actually look like in practice? Green recruitment means your job description communicates your environmental values, and you mean every word. It means virtual hiring processes that eliminates the need to fly candidates across the country. It means selecting people not just on skills, but on how they think about sustainability in their field. Green onboarding then means that from day one, your new hire understands what your organization stands for, not buried in a policy document, but spoken clearly and lived visibly from the very first morning. Green work design is where HR has the most power and uses it the least. Remote and hybrid work policies reduce commute emissions. Nearly 48% of professional services firms in major African cities now operate hybrid models in some form, but most adopted it for cost reasons, not climate reasons. Green HR asks us to name it, hone it, and go further. And finally, green performance management. It means sustainability behaviors appears in appraisals, not as a checkbox, but as a real measure of contribution. A peer-reviewed meta-analysis of 52 studies published in 2025 confirms that among all HR practices, green-linked compensation demonstrated the strongest impact on environmental outcomes, surpassing even training and recruitment.
Wow!
What you measure, people do. What you reward, people become.
Yes.
Sarah had the right instinct, but her MD had the wrong framework. And here's the opportunity that framework is costing us. In Lagos alone, waste management initiatives had already created 25,000 green jobs in collection, sorting, and processing. And that number dates back to 2015. This is 2026. The green economy has only grown. It is not coming to Africa, it is already here. The question is whether our HR functions are ready to support it, shape it, and lead it. Africa is not a latecomer to this conversation. We are at the very center of it, whether we realize it or not. I'm Edna Titilope, your HR wellness and sustainability advocate. So here's my question, and I want every business owner to sit with this before your next team meeting. When your organization talks about sustainability, does HR have a seat at the table? Or are you still sending Sarah back to her desk? Because if the people function is not driving your environmental agenda, you do not have a sustainability strategy. You have a website page.